Look at the citation generator called MyBib or MyBib.com today and learn how to use it to help you while you're doing research. So first, if you go to the library website, you can access this that way, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But you can also go to mybib.com/login, sign in with Google, and it will log you in and look like this. One thing I really like about MyBib is, unlike EasyBib or Citation Machine, doesn't have all the ad pop-ups, but it's still free. So the first thing I would do is probably start a new project, and you can do that right here and then name it. So I'm just going to put sample on here so that you have that as the name. The next thing I would probably do is set your citation style that you need to use, which is usually dictated by your teacher, your professor. Typically, it's one of these two things. It's usually APA 7 or MLA 9. We're going to go with MLA 9. That's usually what you'll use in English classes. So you'll select that, hit save. So you want to make sure that is set. And then you get right to work and you start making your citations. So you can click Add Citation either here or here. It'll do the same thing. Click Add Citation, and then you have to tell the website, okay, what type of source am I actually using here so that it can do the citation correctly. So I'm going to do some examples here. First, this is just a Google search, Alexander Hamilton, and the website I want to go to is just this U.S. Department of Treasury. As far as using CRAP method goes to pick good sources, a government website should be a good source. So I'm going to open that up. And then when I want to cite it, I can select the URL up here at the top, copy it, come back to MyBib. It is a website, but if it is a different kind of source, you can look through and see if anything else fits better to make sure that you have the right type of source to do the best citation that you can. Okay, so that is an option. We're going to go ahead and go back to website. We're going to paste that URL and hit search. The other nice thing about MyBib is it pops up these tips as you go. So it'll help you check and make sure you're doing the right thing. Here is our source. Make sure it really is the one that you put in. And it is. It has the correct info. Another nice thing about MyBib is it gives you some tips or hints on whether it is a credible source or not. If for some reason it doesn't show up or you want to enter it manually, that is an option as well. So I can click right here and I can enter the information from the website, and then it'll give you a preview of it and you can hit save. I'm going to go back to where it generates it for me, and I'm going to say, yes, this is the site I want to use, the citation. And it says there's no date published that we could find. So go back to the source and scroll and see if they have a date published. If they don't, you don't have to enter it. But if there is one on there, you need to add that to the citation. I don't see one, so you would hit no. And then double check through, make sure the info is right. In this case, it's an author or a business or an organization that is the author. Here's the article title. We didn't find a date published. You do need to put in here that you accessed it or you viewed it today. So you can click that. And then we have the website name, publisher, and then it'll preview your citation for you down here at the bottom, and you hit save. So it creates the citation, it even puts it on basically your works cited page is what this will be when you get done. As far as setting, the fonts and things like that, there's an option for that right here. So if your teacher dictates something, Times New Roman 12 is pretty standard, but if your teacher dictates something else, you can click there and you can edit that. Okay, so I want to go ahead, add some more entries in here so you can see what this looks like. Another pretty reliable place to go to get information would be Google Scholar. So when you go to Google Scholar, it has academic, scholarly research, articles, ebooks, etc. within it. It's a little bit of a step up from just searching on Google Web. So I did a search in here earlier and I pulled up, I'm going to pull up the papers of Alexander Hamilton. And one thing I want you to know about Google Scholar is when you do a search in there, it actually has a citation already made here for you. So if you click on Cite and you come down here and just see, which style do you want. If it's MLA, you can just select this right here, hit copy. There's also ways that it can export it, but copy is probably easiest. Come back over here to MyBib, and you can actually add a citation. Ooh, let's see if I remember how to do this. Oh yeah, click more. And then you do write or paste a citation, and you literally just paste in and hit save. You can see the preview of it down here. If a teacher is expecting you to do annotations, you can add those in as well. Hit save. It adds it in. It puts it in alphabetical order by the first letter of the entry, and it adds that in for you. And then another type of source you can use is if you go to our library website or school website, scroll down to the library website, it'll look like this. You can go to resources, research, and we have what's called databases. And so there's one called Explora. That you can use. And when you click into that, databases are peer reviewed typically information, so it just has a higher standard of what can be in it and how accurate it is. And so I searched Alexander Hamilton in here. There's lots of different choices, but if you scroll down through, we can pick something here that we can put in. Here's a full online full text that we can access. The nice thing about databases is they typically have citations included as well. So when we go into this article, and every database is a little bit different, but usually it's kind of that quote mark look as well. So if we click cite, we can tell it which citation style we need to use, which we're going with MLA, and then it will generate that citation. You can click copy. So I can put it in that way, or I can do it like we did earlier where we put in a URL. Or for a database, you need to decide, I think we had, what kind of article was it? I should have paid more attention when I clicked on it. Sorry, let me go back. So it's a biography, a full text biography. Let me read the rest of the description here. So it should help you to know, like you can do articles in journals, and you'll know then it's a journal or a magazine article. It says periodical on some of them, so that'll tell you that. Or if it's an ebook, or reference would be like potentially an encyclopedia and some different things like that. So that should help you know what type it is. So it just grouped this as reference, which is not super helpful, but we will go in here and we'll try it out. So we can use database article is probably going to be our best bet on that one. And yes, the article is online. Let's see if we paste in, I can't remember if, hold on. Let me go get the link. Let me see if it'll do it with a database with the link. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll try it. Okay, it puts that in. So it's wanting us to manually enter that, which you can. I'm going to go back though, and I'm going to do it where we copied and pasted. So, I mean, there's different ways you can make this work. Oops. Of course, I copied something else in between because I'm in a hurry. Okay, so don't forget to set this to which style, then copy. Come back here, paste that in, hit save. Okay, so now we have 3 entries in our 3 citations, 3 sources that we've used and cited here. So what we're going to do, and see this one I would double check because, what was the name of the author? Really does have 3 word names. That's a little weird. I would want to look into that a little bit more. But what we're going to do is go ahead and I'll show you how to put this into your paper. So you can, at any time if you need to, you can always come here and edit. You can also, when you're ready, download this or add it to your doc. So one option would be just copy and paste it, and you put your works cited as the last full page of your research paper. So you can copy and paste, or you can download it to Google Drive. I want to show you that really quick because the only thing I would say is a little tricky is just knowing where it's actually going. So this is called MyBib sample. So I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and it doesn't put it in like a MyBib folder or anything. You have to kind of just search for it. So let me see, MyBib, and I just called this one sample. I've done a few different ones here. And I'm not seeing the one that I just did, of course. There it is. Okay, so it kind of just drops them in. I don't love that part. So I would make sure you go find it right away and then organize it and put it into a folder you've created for your research paper, for your class, whatever it is, or a research MyBib folder even if you want to do it that way. So I'm going to move this so I know exactly where it's at. So you can download it. You can also, like I said, just do copy and paste. So if you do that, click to copy, and then I'm going to go back really quick. I'm just going to open up that MyBib sample really fast, and I'm going to delete it so that you can see what I copied looks like this. So I could just paste it into my research paper. So that's an option as well. Okay. If you come back in here, there should be, and I don't know why it's not showing up right now. I should have checked this sooner. There should be an in-text citation option too. And for some reason it's not showing up. It usually shows up right here. So I'll look into that and we can tell you more about that. They may have taken it off as a free option. That might only be paid now. But it's got lots of great features. No crazy pop-ups. Super easy. So I would highly recommend you use it. Let me know if and how I can help you at all with it. Or if you need any other help with finding sources or conducting research, happy to help with that as well.